Good morning. Back at it again. I have some comments that I'm going to include in this. And this is not the conclusion of my series. This is just going to be a pause when I get to the end of this. Some of the memorable comments that I received from orthopedic surgeons. Gee, I don't know if that's a voluntary act or whether you actually have instability in the joints. I would think that was the purpose of the visit, to determine what is wrong. I end up having to fight every inch. I have to prove that there's something wrong. Most that I've seen are not seeing it that way. It's just the fact that they're supposed to diagnose. I don't have to prove my case. I'm here. I am the patient. That's the way I'm looking at it. Now, the other interesting thing that I did have, this is really a good one. If you want to see the best orthopedic surgeon in the world, I could recommend this guy. You can ask, I'll give you his name. He had never seen me before. I had not had any extensive testing or anything in that facility or anything related to that facility. He came in the door, did not have his hand off the door handle, and he looks at me and says, "Your quad muscles are weak." Now, the most brilliant person in the world, he must have some sense, some psychic symptoms of sense there, that he can just take a look at you and tell you what's wrong. Then, to put icing on the cake, we come up with a champion of quotes. Those x-rays are wrong. Now, my question is, an x-ray is an indication of something at a static moment, and it shows something. Now, if he is of the opinion that they're wrong, that's an indication to me that he saw something that he did not wish to see. Now, tell me if I'm right or wrong on that. I'm looking at things one way from a personal feeling, how I feel, my symptoms and everything else, and they are on the other side pushing back, trying to get me to get past a barrier so I can get treatment. That seems to be the way things are going right now. So that's one of the things. The next interesting thing, I've experienced this several times. Oh, stand up. Okay. Oh, your foot's pointed the wrong way. Oh, rotate your hip. Ooh, that'll take care of it. So I rotate the hip, and for some strange reason, the foot also turns. I think they're connected from the hip through the knee down to the ankle. Tell me if I'm wrong. And at that particular juncture, I stand there and I look at him, or her, or whatever, and I say, well, now I will hold the knee straight, you turn the foot. Now, that generally gets a little bit of a odd stare from the doctor, and that's generally the end of the discussion. But this has happened more than once. So it's just a dance to get away from the actual problem. That's the way I look at it. So it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And I think sooner or later I will accomplish something. But the one thing that really irks them, I come up with the quote I said, allegedly you're supposed to do no harm. And I said, well, the harm has been done. Now what are you going to do? and then that applause, dancing all over the place and everything, a horrible stare, the go to hell look and everything else. But I'm used to that. Now, I will finish this off with one interesting thing. Back when I was getting started in the orthopedic things with the examinations, whatever, I had already had the joint replaced and everything. And when I had an orthopedic appointment, I referred to the physical therapy establishment where I received the outpatient physical therapy. And I explained the observations. And at that particular time, the facility was employing somebody who was in a cooperative program, uh, learning and then also hands on. Now, I got an examination by that person I would think would be able to do an examination since they're learning. They didn't just fall off the back of the truck or anything. And they looked at it. They said, well, there's something wrong here. We'll call the doctor. They called the doctor. After a brief discussion and they hung up, suddenly there was no problem. Amazing, a miraculous recovery, a cure. Quite interesting. And I had the same thing at another facility several years later. Due to the ongoing things, I went and I made arrangements for a physical therapy examination. And we end up with the same thing. At this particular instance, we have a DPT, Doctor of Physical Therapy, not just somebody who's dabbling in it. They have gone through the treatment, the course of education, and they have taken advanced courses to get this DPT thing. So I get the same thing. Oh, there's something not right here. But the only thing wrong, for some reason, not able to put it in the notes. So I had, after this meeting, appointment, I went and I had the appointment with the doctor. And I brought this up to this person. And very pleasantly said, well, what does she know? She's not an orthopedic surgeon. What do you think of that? The only thing is, she knows something because she treats the results of his surgical procedures. Tell me if I'm wrong. Well, that's about it for now. I'm enjoying this. I don't know if anybody else is, but if you have any questions, if you have concerns, if you want to tell me that I'm full of donkey dust, feel free to do that. I am fairly well versed in what has happened. I am not an orthopedic surgeon. I am not a physical therapist. I'm somebody with a head on my shoulders, and I've been able to make rational decisions as far as my course of treatments. The only thing is, I'm not in sync with the medical professionals in some instances. So that's about it. Like I said, I can verify what I'm telling you. I have stacks and stacks of files. I have notes. I have correspondence. I have all sorts of things. And I'm willing to go toe to toe with anybody. How about that? Even though I don't have initials after my name or anything, I have the experience of being subjected to all of this, and it has sort of thickened my skin in some instances. I'm open to suggestions. So there we are. Like I said, feel free to contact me, comments or whatever. If you want to actually speak to me, that would be a possibility also. It's not contagious, by the way. Uh, so that's about it. Enjoy your day.